Look at the interior of Taiwan. It's an island roughly the size of Switzerland, but it holds a staggering 258 peaks that push past 3,000 meters in elevation. Between 1912 and 1991, industrial logging clear-cut millions of trees, decimating the island's original primary forests. But a fraction of that ecosystem survived. The extreme verticality of these mountains acted as a geographical fortress, creating isolated pockets of old-growth forest that were simply too dangerous and difficult for loggers to reach. Inside those surviving pockets are massive Taiwania firs. In 2014, a multidisciplinary team of ecologists, geologists, and tree climbers launched a formal expedition to find the largest remaining specimens. Documenting these remaining giants is a race to map the survivors of a nearly eradicated ecosystem before they are lost to history. Reaching these trees takes an immense physical toll. An expedition to one rumored site near Great Ghost Lake requires 4 grueling days of hiking with heavy gear just to reach the base camp. And once you arrive, you hit a biological limit. In a dense, multi-layered old-growth canopy, branches block your line of sight. It is physically impossible to see the true top of a tree from the forest floor. Because of this visual illusion, researchers would spend hours climbing and measuring a massive tree, only to reach the top and realize a taller neighbor was hidden right next to them. Their eyes were constantly deceiving them. Expand that problem across the entire island, and the math becomes impossible. Taiwan's forests hold an estimated 950 million individual trees. Ground exploration had failed. To find the true champion among nearly 1 billion candidates, the team had to look down from above. To map the unmappable, researchers partnered with remote sensing experts to deploy an aerial scanning technique called LiDAR. LiDAR works by flying an aircraft over the target area and firing laser pulses downward. The system measures how long light takes to bounce back. By calculating return times, LiDAR generates a highly detailed 3D topographical map of the canopy. The team fed this massive dataset into an automated AI algorithm designed to pinpoint the tallest trees. But the AI completely failed. The algorithm couldn't understand the extreme terrain. If an average-sized tree grew right on a sheer cliff edge, the AI measured from the top of the leaves down to the ravine bottom, outputting an impossibly tall height. The results were disastrous. 93% of the giant trees the computer identified were false leaves. Raw data and automated sorting proved useless because the system couldn't parse the geographical context of the mountains. In 2020, the team realized they needed human intuition to fix the data. They enlisted hundreds of Taiwanese citizen scientists to manually inspect the 3D LiDAR profiles. While the AI was easily tracked by the cliff edges and ravines, human eyes instantly recognized those geological anomalies and filtered out tens of thousands of bad data points. 2 years of massive crowdsourced data cleanup resulted in the publication of the 2022 Taiwan Giant Tree Map. It officially identified 941 highly probable candidates exceeding 65 meters. In early 2023, the team targeted the most promising coordinate on the map. Reaching it required tracing 20 kilometers up a riverbed, followed by 2 solid days of steep uphill hiking through thick jungle. To verify the height, they relied on the lowest tech method possible. A climber scaled to the absolute crown of the tree and dropped a physical measuring tape straight down to the soil. A moment of wonder. The tape hit the ground at exactly 84.1 meters. They named this massive fir the Heaven Sword, and it currently stands as the tallest officially recorded tree in all of East Asia. It required sophisticated laser scanning combined with thousands of hours of manual human review to finally pinpoint the island's ultimate botanical champion. But the completed map revealed something much larger than a single record holder. It exposed an entire hidden ecosystem, including dense, ancient clusters where dozens of these giants grow side by side. In 2024, researchers launched a new study into these specific groves, which they call temples of giants, to figure out how they impact the global environment. They specifically measured how much carbon dioxide these massive trees scrub out of the atmosphere and permanently lock away inside their immense woody trunks. This chart compares carbon density across different environments, and you can see the Taiwan giant forest clocking in at an incredible 1,384.5 megagrams per hectare. That staggering density makes these isolated Taiwanese mountains one of the most carbon-rich environments in the entire world, putting them on par with the most famous old-growth forests on Earth. A decade-long expedition to measure a single tall tree ultimately mapped, quantified, and secured an entire network of silent giants, actively defending our atmosphere.